Hi guys, welcome back to another live edition of Dynamic English. Due to the pandemia that's going on, COVID-19, we're continuing to do classes live. So, thanks for joining today. Today we're going to talk about homonyms. I know that might be a weird term for some of you, but homonyms are words that are exactly the same word, sometimes pronounced differently, and mean different things. Okay, so we're going to go through a few examples. Some of these you might know, some of them you might not. And let me just apologize right now if there's background noise. Sorry. I'm transmitting from home today, so there's construction in my building. So sorry, guys. But you're here. Thank you for joining us. Hi. I see a few people here. Priscilla, Nicole, Rodrigo. Hello. Hi. So today we're going to talk about homonyms, also sometimes called homographs, so don't be confused by that. But we're going to talk about these. So I'll just start. Let's say watch. Okay? So in Spanish, a watch is reloj. Okay? So that's as a noun. This is a thing. It's a watch, okay? But as a verb, to watch is a ver. So anything that we see on a screen or we see live, remember we watch. So to watch. But this is a watch. So that's an example of a homonym. One typically is a noun, the other typically a verb. A few other examples would be nail. So this is my fingernail, okay? But a nail, or in Spanish, un clavo, is the thing that you're going to hammer into the wall to hang a picture. So nail and nail. So in this case, we have two nouns. This is my nail, okay? And a nail that you put in the wall, okay? Again, there's an example that it would be a verb, to nail, yeah? So, another example. Fall, good example here. To fall, the verb in Spanish would be caer, to fall. However, as a noun, in English, we use the word fall, oftentimes, to refer to the season of autumn, fall. So in this case, we have a noun and a verb. To fall and fall. So, there we go. I see a few comments. Sorry, I'm just going to take a moment. Hello. Could be Polish versus... great example. So, Katerina Donosa. Very good example, and thank you for your comment. Yes, you can be Polish, which would mean you are from Poland, or polish, okay? Which in Spanish would be to brillar, something. So, absolutely, great example. That was not one of the examples I was going to use today, so excellent, thank you. Yes, Polish or polish, you see? Different pronunciation there, but the word is written exactly the same. So, without further ado, I see we have some viewers here, so let's go ahead. I'll give you some more examples. Duck, okay? So, a duck is, in Spanish, un pato, okay? A duck, quack, 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 quack. But to duck would be to lower your head, bajarse. I'm a very tall person, so sometimes I have to duck in certain rooms or certain spaces because I'm very tall. Otherwise, hit my head. Duck, quack quack, a duck, two duck, but how to say? So again, one example of that is a noun, the other is a verb. We're clear on that? Good. Cool. Probably one of the most commonly used words in English is cool. Cool. All right, cool. Yeah, it's cool. Cool. I'm cool. You're cool. We're cool. Yeah, we're cool. All right. But cool, we also use to refer to the temperature. So, for example, today is sunny, thankfully. But yesterday, here in Santiago, Chile, it was very cool. Yeah, it was not warm. It wasn't cold, but it was cool. So in Spanish, we would say maybe like tibia, or no, we would say, what would we say? Fresca. We would say it was fresca. That's what we would say here in Chile. It was cool. But also, cool can mean cool, bacán, as we say here in Chile. All right, so let's go through a few other examples. Address, okay. To address someone would be to speak to them formally, to address, or to write their name. But address in Spanish would be la dirección. Yeah? The word is the same. It's written exactly the same. Address. One is pronounced address, one is pronounced address. Band. I'm sure all of you have a favorite band, yeah? So a band can be a band, a rock band, or it can be something that wraps around something. So I don't have one right now, but if I had a bracelet, I could say that's a band. The same word, two different meanings. Yeah? Bat. Everyone's talking about bats right now because of coronavirus. Apologize. 1 moment. Bat can be either the animal, in Spanish we would say murciélago, or it can be bat, like a bat in baseball. In this case, both of those things are nouns, but it's the same word. To bat, again, is a verb. So we have the same word that means different things. All depends on the context. So just like everything, and as I always say here on this channel, everything depends on context. Everything. So I'm going to go to my tablet now. So sorry for taking my attention away. But I want to give you a few examples of how these are used differently. So I said earlier address or address. So I can give you the address of a good lawyer, or that letter was addressed to me. So you see the difference there? Same word, two different meanings. I can say for band, the band was playing a Beatles song. Okay? Or I can say, she always puts her hair in a band. Same word, two different things. Bat, I'm afraid of bats. I think most of the world right now is not a fan of bats, but we do need the bats. They eat a lot of insects, so that's good. But yeah, bats right now, they're not the most popular animal. So I'm afraid of bats. I'm not really, but an example. Or if we're talking about baseball, we can say it's his first time at bat, which means he's going to hit something. Next example I'm going to use is match. Okay, a match as a noun can be I don't even know in Spanish. What is that? I should know this. The thing you light a fire with. Man, what is the word in Spanish? I don't even know. Sorry, guys. But as a verb, to match is going to be, a good connection. To match with someone. So maybe Tinder, Grindr, who knows? Whatever platform you use, Bumble, there's a ton of them. To match with someone is whenever you connect and you match. But a match, as a noun, what we light a fire with. Let's see. I see some comments, and give me just a few minutes, but I will respond to your comments. I promise. The next example I'm going to use is mean. All right, mean. So a person can be mean, M-E-A-N, but to mean in Spanish would be significar. So what I mean to say, or she is mean. There's a difference there. Same word, two different significances. Right. Right. Again, right is derecho. I am right-handed. This is my primary hand. Right. However, in Spanish, right also is derecho. Tus derechos. Your rights. So we use the same word for your liberties as we use for sides. Directions as well. Turn right. The same thing. Left is another example. This would be my left hand. However, we also use the word left as the past tense of leave. I left the building. So, same word, two different meanings. Ring would be another. In Spanish, ring would be un anillo. Anillo. But to ring as a verb would be to llamar or bring, 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 bring. What a beautiful ring, you could say. Or I need you to ring me. Very British. But that would mean to call. So, ring. Rock is going to be another example. Let's say we have a rock band, so that's going to refer to the type of music, or we have a rock, which in Spanish would be una piedra. But again, same word. Okay. Rose. I know a guy that has a tattoo with 3 roses on his leg. So rose would be una rosa, the flower, right? But rose is also used as the past tense of the verb rise. So, levantarse, rose. I rose at 6 a.m. today. So, you see there, we use the same word. One is a noun, the flower, rose. The other is the past tense of an irregular verb. Isn't English fun? So with these homonyms, guys, the most important thing is to focus on the context. As I always say, as I will continue to say in the classes here on YouTube or the classes on Instagram, everything in English depends on the context. So pay attention. Spring. Spring would be another good example. So those of you in the northern hemisphere, you're leaving spring, actually, or in spring, entering summer. So spring, in English, is not only a season, okay, primavera, but it's also the object that's probably in a lot of your mattresses, probably in a lot of your door frames. It's I don't know the word in Spanish, but it's a spring or spring. Okay. Well is another. Sorry. Well would be another. W-E-L-L. So if I say I'm doing well, I'm using that as an adjective to describe how I But in Spanish, un pozo, a well, we also have a water well, an oil well. Anything that's un pozo, or a depository, where we keep a liquid source. So again, there you have I'm well. In this case, one is an adjective, the other is a noun. Clip, clip would be another thing. So to clip would be to cortar, cortar un poco, to clip. However, a clip is a short clip of something. So maybe if you have TikTok or Instagram, a short video would just be a clip. Date, really, really, really good example. Date. Date is not only a fecha, yeah, in Spanish, meaning the day of the week or the day of the year, the calendar, but a date, una cita. So you see here in English we use the same word, date, yeah, for la fecha. We use date for una cita. So another example of a homonym. Drop, we have drop. Drop is una gota. Yeah? So una gotita, una gota de agua, una gota de, qué sé yo, una gota. Or the verb to drop. See, same word. Another really common one that I actually didn't put on my list would be the word tear. Okay, T-E-A-R. Tear in Spanish is going to be una lágrima. Yeah, but the verb tear, T-E-A-R, would be to romper. So maybe tear a piece of paper, tear your shirt, tear some fabric. It's the same, it's written exactly the same. Yeah, so tear or tear. Okay, so pay attention there that the pronunciation on some of these homonyms is different. So let's go through just a few more. Fly. So as a verb, to fly in Spanish would be volar, to fly. I wish we all could fly right now, but given the pandemia, it's better to stay at home. But a fly, as a noun, sustantivo, is una mosca, a fly. Okay, so to fly, verb, a fly, noun. A few more. Let's say letter. Okay, as a noun, well, actually both as nouns. A letter can be in Spanish una carta or la letra. Both are nouns. Both are the same thing, same word, but one is una carta, one is la letra. So again, this is the fun part. This is the fun part of English, is that you have to pay attention to the context. Yeah, context is everything in English. So if somebody says, I sent a letter, or what letter does it begin with, you can identify which one we're talking about. So let's see. I'm gonna get to your comments. I promise. I'm gonna get to all of your comments. Palm would be another example. So this is the palm of my hand. Yeah? However, right outside my window, I can see a palm tree. So we see there two different things. Palm of my hand, a palm tree. Same word, two different meanings. Next example would be park. So also, right out my window, I can see a park. So that's a place. That's a noun. Physical place. A park. However, as a verb, to park in Spanish would be estacionar. Oh, estacionamiento. No, that's parking. The parking lot would be estacionar. So to park and a park. Same word, two different meanings. Yeah? So you can literally park your car at the park. Point. Point. Point in Spanish would be el punto. Yeah. El punto. Yeah. Or to point, the verb. Yeah. Another example. Ruler. I know, I don't have one. I actually do have one, but I don't have it with me. A ruler is the palo para medir. Normally 12 inches long. So it's the stick that we use to measure things. However, ruler as well would be somebody that's in charge of you. So, for example, Queen Elizabeth is the ruler of England. She is the queen. Ultimately, well, Parliament has control, but she is the ruler, if you will. Saw is another example. So a saw would be the instrument that we cut wood with, all right? Saw, same word, is the past tense of the verb to see. So another example, and sorry, I'm going to try and get through these so that I can get to your questions. Scale. Okay. A scale is what you stand on to take your weight. To scale is different. That would be a verb, and that's to evaluate, to scale something. Ship, another example. A ship is un barco in Spanish. To ship, a verb, would be enviar. Sink, same thing, same example. You would have the sink where you wash your hands, and then to sink would be en hundirse. Tie, okay, so I'm not wearing one now, but if I were wearing a corbata, a tie, that would be a noun. A tie, una corbata, or to tie, the verb. So you tie your shoelaces. Trip, yeah. A trip in Spanish would be un viaje. To trip as a verb would be, I don't even know in Spanish what would the verb be, but caerse. Ciao. That would be to trip. Wave is another example. So in Spanish, wave would be hola, una ola, like a wave in the ocean, yeah. Or to wave, saludar. Okay, so there we have wave. Same word, two different meanings. And my final example that I'm going to give you is can. All right, this one confuses a lot of people for whatever reason. Can is the verb poder in Spanish, or I can, yo puedo. However, the word can in English is also used to refer to lata. So it doesn't matter if it's a soda, if it's vegetables, if it's, man, what else comes in a can? Vegetables, fruit, it doesn't matter. But if it's in una lata, yeah, that's a can. So again, one is a noun, one is a verb. Same word. Those are some examples of homonyms. So I'm now going to take a look at some of your comments and your questions. So let's see. Oof. Yeah, you guys are feeling hi. Let's see. What about flower and flower? So good question, Rodrigo. Flower and flower are actually what we call homophones. All right. So we did a class just a few days ago on Instagram about homophones. Homophones are words that sound the same but are written differently. So flower, flor, and flower, harina, those are two different things. and they're written distinctly. So homonyms, it's the same word. It's written exactly the same. However, two different meanings. So homophones sound the same, but they're different. Homonyms are the same word, and they sound the same. However, we have to pay attention to the context and how they're used. So, a good question. And guys, I will say, Bernadette and I did a video about, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago, about homophones. So if you're interested in learning more about homophones, I recommend that on this channel, you watch the video that we did about homophones. We give you some good examples, correct pronunciation, all of that good stuff. So, yeah, homophones, homonyms. Today's all about homonyms. Let's see. So I might be wrong, but duck is also muelle. I think you're referring to dock. D-O-C-K. I'm sorry, guys. I have something in my eye. Oh, this is really bad. Sorry. There we go. Eyelash. Dock. D-O-C-K. That would be, I think, what you're referring to. Would be muelle. Fresco, cool. Yeah. Fresco. In Spanish, we would say fresco. Oh, here in Chile, we say fresquita. Oh, cool. I would say it's chilly, C-H-I-L-L-Y, but because I live in Chile, I would say fresquita. But yeah, so cool can mean referring to the temperature, but also cool, awesome, right on, cool. So yeah, good example there. Let's see, bats are cute. Bats are actually really cute, and I'm not well, I don't know if I would say bats are cute, Nicole, Vega, San Martin, but I will say I appreciate bats because I don't like bugs. So the more bugs that the bats eat, I'm okay with that. But people, don't eat a bat, please. There are plenty of animals that we can safely eat, but please, just don't eat a bat. I'm going to say it in Spanish. Porfa, no comes un murciélago. Porfa. No. ¿Para qué? Cha. All right. Let's see. Fósforo. There you go. Fósforo. Thank you, Rodrigo. Fósforo is a match. That's so a match in fósforo, or to match, conectar. Encendedor. A lighter. Okay, yeah, a lighter. Really good example. Florencia Molina. A lighter. There's not a candle here, but a lighter would be, sí, un encendedor. Or lighter as a comparative adjective would be menos pesado. So, for example, I am lighter than Donald Trump, meaning I weigh less. I have less pesos, less weight. But yeah, a lighter, good example. I love reading your comments, guys. Partido, yeah, a match as well. We can use the term match for a tennis match, a soccer match, partido in Spanish, a game. Typically, tennis, soccer, anything, rugby, we can use. For other sports, we're going to use the term game. So a football game. I don't know that in American English we would ever say a football match. In British English, you would, yeah. But in American English, we're going to say game. But yes, absolutely. Another great example there. Thank you. See, this is what I love about these classes, guys. You bring it, and I love it. We stress the second syllable in verbs. Yes. Tear apart. Yeah, tear apart. Romper, regla, regla, rule. Yeah, una regla. So yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I guess I didn't mention that. So yeah, a rule is una regla in Spanish. It can also be um, like the the leader. Yeah. Um, yeah. So for example, the Kim Jong Un rules North Korea right now. Oh, I hope North Korea listens to this. I'm obsessed with North Korea. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Um, I hope that they pick this up on YouTube. Invite me. I want to know. We use it to measure things. Yes, a ruler, we use it to measure things. So I see Paulina, you said hours and hours. Again, those are going to be examples of homophones because they sound the same, but they're different words. So today's class is about homonyms or homographs because it's the same word, right? But two different meanings. So homophones sound the same, two different spellings. That's the difference here. But yeah, good example of a homophone. Our, nuestro, and our, la hora. Let's see. Saw is cierra. Oh, really? All right. Well, thank you, Katarina. I did not know that word. Cierra. All right. Good job. See, guys, this is why I love this. And we're on a 30-second delay here on YouTube, but still, I appreciate your comments. You guys are what makes this interesting. Let's see. The second syllable in a verb is stressed. So what about the verb water? Is it water? Water. Okay, Francisco, I'm not sure that I understand your question. The second syllable in a verb is stressed. So, what about the verb water? Is it water? Water. Water. I mean, yeah. Maybe clarify on that question. Sorry. Thanks. Book and book. Another good example. Thank you, Vania. A book. I don't have one here, but I have lots. A book, un libro in Spanish. A book. To book as a verb would be reservar o confirmar. Maybe to book a hotel, to book a flight, which sadly probably none of us are doing right now. Yeah, but to book. A verb that I hope I can use very soon. Hopefully, I can book a trip to Europe very soon. But in the meantime, while we are with COVID-19, coronavirus, pandemia, whatever you want to call it, I will read a book. But yeah, really good example there. Don't know exactly. I read some articles saying that some verbs tend to have the second syllable. Some verbs do tend to have the second syllable stressed. And I will say, maybe in the next few weeks we will do a class about that on the pronunciation and the stressed verbs, or sorry, the stressed consonants, because I'm receiving a lot of questions about the sound of vowels. Here in Chile, the E Latina, or I in Spanish, is often confused and mispronounced. So I think here in the next few weeks, I'll probably do a class on the vowel, long and short vowel sounds. So stick around. Okay, water or book. I heard the same thing. Water or book? It's the same word. So Nicole, there's no difference in the word. Water. Water's water. I say water. My colleague Bernadette would say water. She would not pronounce that last R. And book. So remember, guys, homonyms. It's the same word, just two different meanings. Okay. Let's see. I guess so. Yeah, to close. Yeah, okay, I see. Thank you. Thank you, guys. See, this is what I love. I teach you English, you teach me some Spanish. No worries, no worries. It'd be great. Okay, excellent. So I'm just going to go through, I don't see any more comments, but I just want to recap a few examples. Address, band, bat, match, mean, right, ring, rock, rose, spring, well, clip, date, drop, fly, letter, palm, park, point, ruler, saw, scale, ship, sink, tie, trip, wave, and can. All examples of homonyms. So if you and a few of you have given me examples here of some homonyms, I recommend that you just pay attention to the context, because the thing about homonyms is the same word, same exact word, and it's pronounced exactly the same, but it all depends on the context. Yeah. So if somebody says they're reading a book, okay, they're reading a book. But if somebody says they need to book, well, then you know they need to reserve something. I see. Can you explain the verb to spring? It's because I don't know the word. Hold on. I can look this up. Thank you for your question, Catalina. I don't know the verb to spring in Spanish, honestly. So I got my tablet here. Let's just see. To spring in Spanish. It's, and maybe somebody's going to tell me before. Let's see. Saltar. Google Translate, thank you. Saltar is not, technically we use that for jump, but to spring would be, yeah, to levantarse muy rápido. This is the only way I can describe that. To spring. Or, here we go, brotar, brincar, torcer, any of those two. Spring. Let's see. Okay. I've got tie equals corbata, empate, and what else? Yes. Good example, Rodrigo. Tie is una corbata as a noun. In Spanish, if a match is, let's say a soccer match is 0-0, that's a tie. So un empate. And the verb to tie, and again, guys, I swear, I always have to improve my Spanish. I think I know para atar. Atar. Yeah. Ligar would be to tie as well. So you see 3 different examples. Same word. Una corbata, un empate, y ligar. Como tus zapatos. Atar tus zapatos, ligar tus zapatos. 3 different examples. Same word. Tie. Spring means rebotar. There you go. Rebotar. Tie, atar. There you go. As a noun is resorte. Yeah, I guess. You're trying, like a spring. Yeah, the thing in your mattress. Un resorte. New word for me. Never seen that word before in my life. So, thank you. Atar como cuando atrás lo colgaron tus zapatos. Exactamente. To tie your shoes. So I did not learn to tie my shoes until I was 5 years old. I remember every morning going to my dad and putting my foot up and saying, Papa, tie my shoes. So, atar como, yeah, springboard, trampoline. No, different. A trampoline is a trampoline. Trampoline is going to be the fabric with springs, yeah, springs that hold a trampoline to the frame. And a springboard, yeah, springboard is the palo. So maybe like diving, that's a springboard. Or gymnastics, I used a springboard in gymnastics for many years. Can save be another example? Save. No. Save is, we only use save as a verb. To save is ahorrar or guardar in Spanish. To save. Save. No. Safe can be used. A safe or to be safe. That would be an example. But save, no. No. But excellent question. I don't see any more comments. So save. Oh yeah, I guess. Oh, look at you guys. Man, look at you. Yeah, you're right. Sorry. Yeah, look, I see the comments coming in. Save money or save my life. Yeah, one is ahorrar y the other is salvar. Yeah, save me. Yeah, there you go. So I take back what I said earlier. Yes, you're right. Save. No, it would be save my life. Save my life. Two meanings. Yeah, you guys are right. See, this is, you make me a better teacher, so I thank you for that. Save another example. Save money. Save my life. Ahora y salva. Yeah, depends on the context, but yes. Excellent question. No, it's save my life. Yeah. I have to say, some of you guys, you're killing me how attent you are, and I love it, and I hope you're taking notes. But I want to just take a quick moment to make sure that all of you are, first of all, subscribe to our Instagram. If you're not already, you should be. Dynamic English on Instagram. Please, please, please check out our other videos that we have here on this channel. We're in a studio and we get to make you a highly polished video. However, with the pandemic, you all know we're doing the live videos. And I also want to point out that we have a podcast. If you're not subscribed to our podcast and you want to practice conversational English and just have something to maybe listen to while you're working, our podcast is available on Spotify, on Apple Music, basically all of the platforms, I think. So, Coffee with Gringos. Yeah, make sure to listen to it. It's really good. Variety of topics. They cover all kinds of stuff. And if you're interested in classes, remember that we're not just this YouTube channel or the Instagram account or the TikTok or whatever we do. We actually have a lot of native teachers that want to teach you English. And because of the pandemic that we're in, all of our classes right now are online. So if you're interested, you should definitely check out our website, www.dynamicenglish.cl, or in Spanish, dynamicenglish.cl, and contact us. We can definitely get some classes going for you if practicing English, conversational English is something that you're interested in. So, again, Instagram, tell your mama, tell your grandma, tell your grandpa, tell your coworkers, tell your friends, okay? Every day, 365 days a year, we're going to post something about vocabulary, grammar, verbs, phrasal verbs, you name it, we're going to post about it, okay? Instagram. Secondly, if you haven't already subscribed to this YouTube channel and shared it with everybody you know, well, then you need to do that now. All right? That's what you need to do. Thirdly, podcast. Coffee with gringos, people. Coffee with gringos. Watch it. Listen to it. Subscribe to it. Use it. It's good. And yeah, that's about it. It's Friday. Hope everybody's feeling good. Hope everybody's going to have a good weekend. In the United States, it's Memorial Day weekend. So if you're watching from the United States, happy holiday weekend. Kind of feels like a holiday weekend here in Chile because yesterday was a holiday, but today it's a work day. So with that, I don't see any more questions. So I think we're going to end this, guys. I really appreciate you all joining me today. And this video is going to be available forever because it's here on YouTube. So you can watch again if you want because it's going to be here forever. But homonyms, be aware of them, guys. There's a lot of them in English. As I say again, everything depends on context. Everything. So never try and translate in English because you're not going to get very far if you're literally trying to translate. So I advise if any of these words confused you, definitely look them up. And one last point I just want to make. I know a lot of my students use Google Translate. Make sure that if you're using a translator, that you not only look at the first example given, because a lot of times, for example, if you put in can, right, as a verb, it's going to say poder, but then as a noun, it's going to say una lata. So make sure that you look at all of those examples before you assume that one word only has one meaning. Because unlike many languages, Spanish has a few examples, but many languages, one word means one thing, not in English. You know? That's what makes it so complex, and that's why we're here to help you. So I want you to make sure that you're paying attention to the context. Sometimes it's a verb, sometimes it's a noun. So with that said, I see your comments. Thank you, amazing class. Thank you, guys. I love doing this. I love being here for you guys. So let's plan. We'll see each other next week. I'm not sure when. Maybe Wednesday, Friday. We'll see. But I'll be back here live with another class. And with that said, I want to hear from you. Please write to us on what topics you want to see in our Instagram live and our YouTube live classes. Because until this whole pandemia ends, we will continue to give one live class per week on Instagram and one live class per week on YouTube. So please let me know, what do you want to learn about? And I will teach you. So please send us your comments, preferably on Instagram, so that we can make sure we get all of them. Or leave your comments on this video. Either way, we're going to read them. So with that said, I thank you guys for joining us. You guys are awesome. We think the world. We think the world of all of you. Yeah. So let everybody know. Dynamic English 2020. We're here. And yeah, enjoy the weekend. Thanks for joining us. See you next week. Ciao.